Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Lens Through My Eyes. My name is Brittany. This is year 14 of photography for me. And we are about to get into a spotlight birthday session with Khloe. Now, let me tell you now, I am working to get better at spotlight sessions. I am also insecure about where I am in this moment because, you sometimes you just have to start, and that's where we were, and we're getting better. Oh, if I could show y'all some previous images, you'll be like, okay, I see. But even in this session, you'll see how there are some images that you just be like, But also, here's the thing. I have come to realize that my clients see one thing where I'm seeing technical things. And when you see that and when you realize it, you're like, because they can love some of the images that I'm like, why did you pick this one? There was a better lighting one. And it's like, okay, Brittany, you let them choose what images they wanted edited. So that's what you need to do. And you'll see it because there's a couple in here that I'm like, I wanted the other one, but they love what they love. And so you have to be like, let it go. Because I used to be like, let me add this one just in case. But they still don't post it because they never did like it from the beginning. So I'm learning. It's a learning process. You have to just try. Then you have to get better session by session. This session is from January. And I want to say between January and now, I see where I'm doing things differently. And I'm just like, okay. So all of this is a learning process. And when you try something new, you do. You also see where we're pulling inspiration pictures from. I think she pulled from Pinterest that she has sent over to me of what she wanted. And so you'll see them on the screen at one point. We're getting inspiration from everywhere. So let's get into this session. All right, let's get into it. Our inspiration was spotlight, pink, and flowers. And I was trying to figure out, why didn't we pick any of these? Because there are moments that I will run back a pose with some of the slightest differences. The difference, and you saw she loved this one right there. She loved it so much more when she had heels on. So we ended up not selecting one of those first images, and we ended up selecting one where she had her heels on. And sometimes it matters. That's why I say with boudoir sessions, baby, bring your heels. Even if you don't walk in them, baby, when we throw your legs up, look, put your heels on. Put your heels on. That's all I'm telling you. So then here we are doing a nice little off center. You can see where I have the light still on in the studio, so it's a little bit brighter. Then we're gonna get a little bit darker when it comes to the spotlight. We're learning poses. I absolutely love Khloe. And her energy and her vibe was everything. She was always willing to try something because I will push you. I will. To see if you like it. And if you don't like it, it goes right back to the thing. Don't select it if you don't like it. My thing is sometimes I can push you to a point where you do something different. And I love this off guard, just looking down. Lights are still on with the spotlight, but you can see the spotlight in the back. And there we go. About to cut it. There we go. Why didn't I cut them all off? I don't know why I left one on and left one off. I really want to know why. I don't know. I should have moved the spotlight down now. I'm moving y'all. You'll see her inspiration picture here. I'm trying to figure out why I didn't cut that other light off. But I love this shot. I think, okay, I do remember. We were trying to balance the color of pink in all of this, and then there was a moment where I was like, let's just go. So you see how you lose some of the spotlight in the background of that one because we still have a lot of light coming in. And then at some point I thought I cut it all. Maybe not yet, but we are moving and grooving and adjusting need be. This pose is one of my favorites. I realized the lower that I got, the more it did the emphasis on the flowers at the bottom with her in the center. Where's that shot? She's giving you the power of your shoulder right there. There it is. Good drop off. I still don't know why this light on is over. Why I still have this light on over here. That is what I don't know. Because at some point, I thought I did cut it. I'm trying to figure out myself right now. Love this pose. Love me a good hair play. I'll be like, run your fingers through. Y'all, I still have this doggone light on. Love me a good side shot. Push off. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, we're not. Yes, we are. Okay, you're about to see the difference of this one right here. And I love this one in black and white as well. Yeah, it did change the background color. Maybe that was why I was trying to hold some of it. I would do something different on that. And I do know that it was probably a Photoshop adjustment I could have easily done to offset my background color. Baby, half the battle in doing a spotlight is getting it centered. It's the smallest thing can adjust. Y'all, while we right back to bright light, this is what I don't understand. It's me trying to figure out what I'm doing in this moment. Something had to come back on. Why was that shot bright? Cause see, that one is darker, with no extra light coming from either way. I love the off guard. All of those little things matter in this. I think my favorite part is when they see their image and they react to it. It ain't nothing like your silhouette in the background. I don't think we picked any of these images, but I love that pose. All right, we back to lights on. This is when she wanted to try with the shoes on. And this is the softness of the pink that we actually wanted. Even with the spotlight. And I think that's why I was trying to keep a light on. I would definitely do that differently now. If I could do that again. Love that pose. Absolutely love that pose. Sometimes I get a little bit nervous doing a good squatting pose, depending on age. But I always look to the parents and ask the question if I feel insecure about, not insecure, or if I feel iffy about the pose itself. It's this overhead shot that we ended with. We tried many things to get, because when you lay back, you got to consider hair. You got to consider how it's installed. All of those things matter. Not me about to trip on the cord. I think the moment she set up, I was like, can we try this overhead shot? Yep. The overhead shot, I was like, we need to get the overhead shot. And I absolutely love this overhead shot. So cute. Flowers, pink, and all of the things. And that's a wrap on our... Ain't nothing like a good reaction. Nothing like a good reaction from a session. This was definitely one of those sessions that I'm like, Brittany, why'd you do that? But I also learned in this session how to do different those. Whereas if I want this specific color, I would now throw it into Photoshop versus trying to master it in real time and keep it that soft. Those are the things. But until you try, you don't know. And just like I said at the beginning, there will love pictures that you don't love as much. And it's just like, okay. But that's also the thing that I was telling y'all before of, I will have somebody pick 4 of the same images and I'm like, why? It could be a slight shoulder shift, but they see something different, totally different than how I see it. And you know, the thing that I had to learn over the years is to let them pick. I know every photographer has their own thing, but the images that I love are not going to be the images that they love. I see the technical things of it. They see how they feel in a picture, and that matters more than anything. So thank you for joining me for another episode of Behind the Lens Through My Eyes. I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.